Hello world, Rob Cootie here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here it is. April 1st. April Fools, everybody. We're not really having a broadcast today. You tuned in at the wrong time on the wrong bat channel. This is a figment of your imagination. I love playing April Fool's jokes, and I wish today was a joke, but as we know, the virus continues to wreak havoc on our lives and our economy. And but that's not important. What's important is the havoc it's causing on individuals, families. It's terrible what's taking place. As we start each and every one of these podcasts, I ask that everyone please be diligent and please listen to your leaders. It's obvious now that they're very concerned about your health, your safety, and your family and friends' safety as well. And they're doing everything they can. It's obvious by the hours they're putting in and the steps they're taking that they are trying to give us every chance to avoid a catastrophe in our family. So please listen and pay attention, and more importantly, take action on what they're telling you to do. Really, it's very simple, to stay home. Most people work so they can go home and be home. Now people are home and they're chomping at the bit to get out. It's kind of funny how it's reversed. But the point is, we want to keep all of you healthy. We want you guys to have a great life. And it all starts by doing the right things. And part of doing the right things today is listening to our leaders. Stay home. Keep your social distancing. Continue to use sanitizer to clean everything around you and your hands and face, wallet, cell phones, everything else that you touch after being outside. But the key is also to get outside, to get out and go for a walk, go for a bike ride, take the dogs for a walk. Everybody needs to get out, but keep your distance socially and clean and sanitize yourself when you get home. You never know, okay? So that being said, we have a stacked show today. Here it is, 11:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank everybody for everything you've done. Once again, the numbers continue to be awesome. That's all I'll say about that. I am posting before we do that, guess what? We're going to get our butts in gear, right? So let's get going. Okay, all right. Here we go. We got the show going. Oops, what do we have here? That's my fault. Sorry about that, folks. I made boo-boo for those of you on the podcast where the screen went green. Showed my desktop. All right. That being said, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a critically important thing today, as if all the things we haven't talked about have been important, right? But the thing is, I only touch on the things that are important to you guys, only on the things that need to be addressed, only on the things you need to know. And yes, as you can tell, there's that much for you guys to learn and to know and to understand. All right, I'm going to make a posting real quick, and all it says is, please feel free to ask questions or make comments during the show. As you know, that's always awesome. Love the interaction. We always say that. Also, please give us a thumbs up during the show if you find this information helpful and you like what you're hearing. Once again, we teach things that you are not going to learn anyplace else. And we're very proud of that. But we don't just go out there, as you know, and grab a subject that no one else is talking about. We're only going to talk about, as I said a moment ago, about things that are relevant to what you're doing, to the business building process, to your success. Because ultimately, that's what it's about, is your success, right? And we want to teach you how to make that happen. Whatever level of income you choose to stop at, that's up to you. Everybody has their quit number, right? There's nothing wrong. I hate that negative connotation on that when we talk about it, but the scale of life, everybody has a quit number, no matter what subject matter, no matter what interest we may pursue. The bottom line is we all have a quit number, and believe it or not, there's a lot of times when that quit number is advantageous and helpful and healthful to our well-being. So don't look at the quit number as a negative thing. It's not. It's part of life. It's the way it is. It's just that scale of life helps you identify the potential issues that you're going to face towards your goals. We talked about that. We're not going to elaborate, but the point is, I wanted to clarify that statement before we get going. As I say always, if you will, please share, like, or comment on our various social media platforms. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I was working on that last night and this morning. I'm learning more and more about it. I'm going through tutorials, trying to make that better, and where it's more entertaining to you guys, if that's a term to use. More engaging is a better way, because there's great content there. It's just that I'm not getting a lot of traffic because I'm not focusing on it. I'm having a hard enough time keeping up with what I got going on. And like I said, I may have to hire somebody from Fiverr, but I really don't know. I've used Fiverr many times, but I don't know how to identify. I've talked to some of the people, and so far, there's not a connection there, and they don't seem to really want to be doing what I'm asking. So I'm not sure where that's going to go, but anyway, that's enough of that. All right, please give us a thumb up, as I said, as we go along. I love the interaction. I love it when you guys do that. It certainly helps me as I'm going through the show, because I want to know, number one, that you guys are getting this. Obviously, I don't want to just sit up here and ramble about something that's not going to help you guys out, right? Okay, so before we get started, and one last thing, I may be changing. I know I talked about it before, and you know, the numbers, as things go along and you're starting something new, you have to figure out where you are. Okay, in other words, is this a good time frame? You know, we're talking to people across the world. I told you guys that. It's simply amazing how many people across the world are just gobbling this up. But obviously, everybody's in a different time frame. And trying to appeal as many people as possible where they can watch this live. And the thing is that since we just started, we have astronomical numbers. At least I told you guys I'm blown away by that. But I may move it to 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, just to let you know, because the numbers are starting to pan out. We've been doing it for a little over a month now, and some of the numbers are now starting to pan out as to what's really working and what's not. And obviously, we don't want to do things that aren't working, not just for our benefit, but for your benefit as well. And we're obviously, everything we do is focused on you guys, and we want to make sure that we're on at the right time where people can get instant access to the live feed. Of course, the pre-recorded stuff or the recorded stuff is great because you guys can access that totally in your time frame, and that is an awesome thing about technology. As I said, the SoundCloud, the iTunes, the Stitcher, the Blueberry, the Podbean, those things are just wow. That's all I can say. Okay, so with that being said, what is our subject for today? Looky there. In our banner, we have podcast number 29. Yes, can you believe it? 29 podcasts. Keeping your new partners. Okay, what does that mean? Well, look, imagine doing all the hard work, getting out there recruiting, sharing the music to their ears message, and doing all of this stuff correctly. And guess what? Your new partners are leaving almost as quick as they're coming in. Okay, what is the problem? Look, first and foremost, we're always truthful in this show, and we're going to continue to be so. One of the numbers that I haven't talked about that you guys need to know about, and the reason I don't focus in on it, because I want you guys to focus in on the positive numbers that are taking place during the business building process. The other number that you really need to know, because remember, network marketing, it's a numbers game, right? And we understand, we talked about that, had a really important episode about that the other day. Matter of fact, I got to post that up. I have not had time to edit that. But the thing is that you have to understand that there is a 97.3 or a 98.2 rule, if you will. It applies just about anything in life, just like people say, the 70-30 rule, right? So the thing is that in this business, like there is, if you go to join the Marines, just like if you go to be a doctor, just like if you go to be a lawyer, a neurosurgeon, a pilot, whatever the case may be, folks, there's a large amount of people who say, I want to do that. But as time goes along, everybody has a quit number, remember? And as they go along, their goal is to be a pilot. As they go along, they can't because their vision is not correct, their reflexes are not correct. There's something, because everything about you is evaluated to the nth degree when you want to be a pilot. Okay. And the thing is that a large number of people say, I want to be a commercial pilot. I want to fly, fighter jets or big airliners or bombers, whatever the case may be. Guess what? When you go through that training, there's a large percentage of people that drop out. And then there's another part of the people that can't make it because of their height, believe it or not. Yes, height or weight, because if they're too big to get the harnesses around them to strap them in, they can't fly a fighter jet, okay? If they're too tall, they can't fit in the cockpit of a fighter jet. So there's a lot of restrictions in being a pilot in a fighter jet. I know there is in the commercial airliners as well. I live next door to a commercial pilot, and also he used to be a UPS pilot. So I have great conversations with him, obviously being from the Air Force. We have great conversations about aircraft. And I have another gentleman who was at this, who retired from the State Department. He was an air traffic controller one time. He's a big fan of planes, and he had his pilot license as well. So as you can imagine, we have very interesting conversations about our trips, our journeys, as well as planes that have been flown in. Obviously, the ones that they piloted. I do not have my pilot's license. You don't want me flying a plane. It's the reason why I never went to be a pilot. I knew, I love motorcycles. Love them, love them, love them. I had one at one time. You know why I don't have one now and haven't for 40 plus years? Because I'd be dead today. I ignored all safety rules when I was on a motorcycle, man. I was flipping nuts. But the point is, I realized my weakness. And just like I do about being a pilot, don't fly a plane, Rob. So if you ever see Rob as the pilot, as you're getting on a plane, turn around and get off. All right, enough of that. So the point is that everybody has a quit number, right? And it usually ends up being 97% fail. If you want to use that term, I don't know if that's a proper term. I think I like to look at it as 97% of the people decide that, hey, this is not for me, right? And thank you guys for the thumbs up. That's awesome. So the thing is that it's either going to be 97% or 98%. It fluctuates back and forth based on the industry you look at. But here's the thing. The 3% of the people make a commitment that they're going to get to the goal no matter what. If you're going to be a fighter pilot, okay, and you have the right build physically, and your eyes are in great shape, your mind is sharp, then all it boils down to is a commitment, okay? Because if you want to be that pilot, you have all the physical attributes going your way. Now it's just applying your abilities and putting in the time into the training and everything else, okay? So you see what I'm saying? The 97%ers start falling away and say, hey, I can't be a pilot because I'm too tall. I can't be a pilot because I'm too big around in the chest or whatever. The bottom line is there's many reasons why people, and then you know what? They go out and they look for another career. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Look, we all go through life sometimes saying to ourselves, I wish I could have done that. But sometimes it's just not the way it works. Instead of beating ourselves up, we got to focus in on, there's a lot of other very enjoyable, immensely satisfying things you can do in this life. Just because one of them didn't work out, you shouldn't carry that burden of disappointment with you. Sure, I have regrets in my life. That's just part of being a human being, but I don't let them beat me down. I don't let them get me down. I'm just like, okay, that didn't work out for many reasons. When I get upset is when I do it for myself. And as I told you the stories before about my sports, where I shortchanged myself, I short-circuited myself. I have no idea how far I could have gone because of my attitude. I didn't give myself a chance. That is a regret that I have. And sometimes it's one of them, they kind of stick a knife in my side, if you will, and twist a little bit, okay? But because of me, not because of anything outside source, it was because of me. So I accept that responsibility. The point is, I was millions of ones that did not make it to the pro level. Why? Because of myself, and I can accept that. The point is, I'm part of the 97%. I'm part of the 98%. Whatever number applies to the professional sports side. So that's the point I'm making. So you got to know when you're out there building your business, you have to understand that 97, 98% of the people that you're talking to may not actually join you. Additionally, if they do join you, you have to understand that the 97, 98% of them are going to do nothing or drop out. Okay, but you don't let that number fool you. You don't let it get you down. Okay, that number is fool's gold. Remember, you're using the music to the ears message to attract what? High quality people. The reason you use that is because it's going to attract people, as we've talked about many times, I'm not going to rehash it, that are used to setting goals and achieving those. So your chances have greatly increased that they're going to stick around, that they're not going to be a part of the 97 or 98 percenters. They're going to be a part of the 2 and 3 percenters. Now, look, in order for life to happen, in order for your business to unfold, you just have to accept it what it is. Mike Dillard told me one time, he said, Rob, you'll never change the numbers. It's always going to be 97.3 or 98.2. He says, you focus on the 2 to 3 percenters. You don't worry about the 97 or 98s. And he's right. I'm talking to people right now through this technology who want to be a part of the 2 and 3 percenters. And you guys disqualify yourselves. You identify your own I quit number. Okay? So the thing is that you realize, okay, I see potential here. I'm going to commit myself to making this a success. And you become, because of your mindset, part of 2 to 3 percenters. And you really achieve that when you're actually achieving those monetary goals and that lifestyle goal. Now you truly are, without any doubt, a part of the 2 or 3 percenters. Okay. So look, if you don't do it, somebody else will. And here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of the lottery, but I'm not against the lottery. Okay. I think there's a lot of good that comes out of the lottery. But here's the thing. If you don't play, you can't win. And here's the other thing. If you want to see if people really do win the lottery, all you got to do is go to the website. All you got to do is watch TV, because a lot of times they'll profile those people. And a lot of times they'll take pictures of those people, and you'll see them on a weekly basis, because the lottery system wants you to know that people do in fact win and do in fact get the money that they win. So all you got to do is look at the national lotteries, and you see the lotteries where they're at $100 million. The next thing you know, the next day they're back down to 10 or 20 million, which is their starting point. Why did it go down? Because somebody won. So is that person part of the 1 percenters? Well, it's probably less than the 1% when you take the total number of people that play, right? But guess what? Somebody won. Well, my point is, in network marketing, there are top earners, and you can be one of those top earners. Somebody's going to fill that slot. It can be you. No one can look you in the eye and say, you are wasting your time. You might as well go out and dig ditches, because you're a part of a lottery system. I'm calling the business model the MLM lottery system. You're a part of a lottery system that it's not going to pay off. You're wasting your time. You're a fool. Go out and do something productive. Go out and do something traditional. Go out and do something that you don't like, because you'll never reach the lifestyle or the money that you want through this. Okay? And if you're going to allow that mentality from someone else to affect you, and if you're going to allow that your own mentality to affect you, then guess what? Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. That's awesome. I appreciate that. But here's the thing. If you're going to let those things affect you, not only in this business model, but in life, then you're living someone else's life because of their comments, because of their viewpoints that they're sharing with you through their mouth to your ears. And so you're giving control of your future to them. You should listen to people, but you evaluate the value of that, the accuracy of that statement, to see if it applies to you, to see, you search your heart. Is this really what I want to do? You make the decisions. You accept the responsibility. Now, why am I prefacing this whole subject matter that we're going to be talking about here shortly with all of this information? Because I don't want you to get upset over the 98.2 or the 97.3. That's life. It's going to play out. I just gave you examples how it plays out. And guess what? All of us are still here. All of us are productive. We may not be doing what we want to do in life, but we're all still here, and we're doing something productive and having a positive impact on ourselves, our families, and the world at large. So that's the thing. You have to realize that the 97.3 is going to play out. The 98.2 is going to play out. You can't focus on that. You just got to have in the back of your mind, okay, I got to find my 2 to 3 percenters. I got to focus on them. How do you focus on them? With the music to the ears message, which is what? Chock full of keywords that will attract high quality people to your business, which greatly increases the chance that they're going to stick around. The longer your new people stick around, and this is the point, the longer the new people stick around, the more stability you have in your business, The more money you'll make in your business, the more your business will grow and the more stable it'll be. All positives. And when you teach your downline and your new leaders the same trait, or you have them watch this video, guess what? They're going to get it too. They're going to understand. Going to say, I get it. Okay. See, the power of the music to the ears message is that it attracts high quality people that are used to setting goals and achieving those goals and have a long history because of their current position of doing that, which means that if they join you, there's a great chance that they may do the same thing in your business. There's no guarantees. I've given you many examples where I thought people were going to blow this thing out of the water and they did nothing. I was like that at one time when I first started. Okay. I had a lot of potential, but I wasn't delivering because I didn't understand what I was doing. I didn't understand the business model. I was just out there knocking my head against the walls, what I was doing. But the bottom line is I didn't quit. And the thing is that I was one of those leaders, but I was a burdening. I was one of those second, 1/3 people, if you will. But the thing is, I did what I was supposed to do eventually because they relayed the proper message to me in the beginning. Well, so let's get to how you're going to keep your new people. All right. So we got all that up there. Okay. And for those of you on the podcast, I'm getting ready to show the first ticker at the bottom. And here's the thing. You want to get them started correctly so that duplication has a chance. All of these subject matters that we've talked about in the past, as you can see, keep coming up. Why do they keep coming up? Because they're the truth, because they're the basics of the business building process. They make up the basis of the business building process. They should come up over and over. When you're telling the truth never changes. And so you constantly hear these other things that we've talked about in past episodes come up because they are the truth. They are what you have to do. And part of that right now, and goal number one, when you want to keep your new partners around, is you got to get them started correctly so duplication has a chance. And let me tell you the importance of that. Here's what it is. When I see someone has commented, and that's awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Is it Asmat? I really appreciate you coming here and making a comment. I hope I said your name right. Thank you very much. That's awesome. So let's get back to what we're talking about. Not to forget about the man. I appreciate that. So anyway, what we have here is we get them started correctly so that duplication has a chance to get started. What does that mean to you? When you get your people started correctly and you've effectively communicated all the important things, the 5 simple steps, the CCBBA, so on and so on, we're not going to rehash that. But here's the thing: when you get them started correctly, okay, and we talked about that in the last episode or the episode before. If you haven't seen that episode, please go back and watch, because it will talk about the importance of creating duplication from day one through what? The training. You do the training the same day they sign up if you can. If not, you do it the next day. You don't put it off. It's the 5 simple steps, the CCBBA, the music to the ears message, you get the point, and the threshold of profitability. Those are the 4 things that are critically important for duplication to take place. Since you taught them that greatly enhances, and you've communicated the importance of those 4 things that they have to do. And you say, look, you want the residual income, right? Yes. You want the lifestyle, right? Where you can sit on the beach and drink out of the coconuts. Yes, that's what I want. Guess what? It all starts right here, day one, buddy. Got to do these 4 things. Okay, I get them. Those are simple. I get it. All I got to do is those 4 things over and over. That's it. Okay, it takes you a half hour to learn these things, if that. You've got the documentation right in front of you if you forget. So there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to do these 4 things, right? Yes, that's correct. Okay, guess what? You are now starting the duplication machine. Now, what does that mean to them? They're confident. You got a new partner. They are called a partner. They're not a distributor. We've talked about they're an entrepreneur like you. They're here to take money because they related to the music to the ears message, where you related to them that this was a financial opportunity that both of you could tap into while this company was going through exponential growth. So they're here to make money so they can live the lifestyle they want. And you relayed that to them correctly. That's why they're there. So what is it? They understand they've got to make money. In order to make money, you have to have duplication take place where everybody's doing the same thing, because you cannot create that kind of volume to get that kind of money and that lifestyle on your own. It has to be a group thing. So the thing is, duplication is critical for this to happen. So that means in order for your new partner to stick around, they need to see progress, whether it's monetary progress or if they're logging into the back office and they're actually seeing the volume grow. And even though they haven't gotten a check yet, if you guys only get paid once a month in the company you're with, or maybe twice a month with the company you're with, there's going to be a time period where they have to what? They have to wait. But you know what? They're willing to do that when they log in their back office and they see that they've signed up 4 new partners themselves, and they see the volume that was created by that. And they get excited and they see, hey, I'm going to get $30 or I'm going to get $50. It may be small, but I see progress. I get it. Are they going to leave? No. As long as you're not lying to them, taking advantage of them, as long as you're there for support, we've talked about all that. Guys, you got to be there. We'll talk about that in a moment. But as long as they're getting all that, they have no reason, no desire to leave. They're just starting out. They see progress. It's working the way you told them it would. And they see how easy it is. And they say, I can, in fact, maintain my current lifestyle. I can keep my job without interfering with my job while I do this part-time. I'm leveraging myself because of the duplication process. And this is a simple thing for me to do. I can talk to many people. I understand speed and urgency, and I understand how these simple steps will help me create that. You know what? This is working. And guess what? You're not going to have to beat them over the head. You're not going to have to motivate them with all these sayings. You're not going to send them emails with all these sayings. Guess what? They're going to do it on their own. Why? Because they see progress. They literally see what it is that you've been telling them take place right before their eyes. They're living it. And they're going to stick around. Now, here's the other thing. Goal number 2, guys, in order to keep your new people around, is get them making money ASAP. Okay, well, if you've told them the importance of the duplication, they understand doing the 5 simple steps, the CCBBA, the threshold of profitability, and using the music to the ears message. They understand, they're doing it. They are creating duplication because you're doing the same thing. Now they're doing the same thing, and now you got 3 or 4 of the partners doing the same thing. You don't know where they're going to go. You don't know if they're going to build a small business, medium size, or a large business. Nobody knows. Everybody's out there doing their thing to see where it goes. They're motivated by the success, okay? And so the bottom line is the biggest motivator is the money. It doesn't matter. Now, some people will complain, Rob, I'm working my tail end off. I'm only getting $50 in my first check. Well, you know what? I can't help that. We talked about, you checked out the comp plan. Before you joined this business, you understood what it was about. You said you understood how to make money. And I told you that I didn't know much about it, but I knew enough that I can make a ton of money if I tap into this now. And it's all about activity and doing exactly what you, well, Rob, it's only $50. Dude, you've only signed up 5 people. That's a heck of a start. This is a momentum thing. This is a cumulative thing. You've got to keep going. You got a great start here. Don't stop. Keep going. Your $50, I can tell you, down the road is going to turn into 500, maybe 5,000 even down the road from there. Don't stop. You've got a great start, okay? Because $50 is something to celebrate. And so when you get people making money, you got to send them an email or a text or maybe a voicemail and say, hey, I see. I log in my back office. I see you got your first check. Dude, that is awesome. And when you got your first check, let's say he's getting $50. And let's say mine was $35. I can say, you know what? You made more than me. I only made $35 when I started. And they'll think to themselves, oh my gosh, you telling me that Rob, who's now making a lot of money, only made $35 in the first check? Well, heck, I've made more than him. He's right. I've got off to a great start. See, communication. We'll talk about that support here in a minute. We got to stay focused on this. The money, the money, the money, the money. Don't ever forget. Your goal is to get them to make money as quick as possible. Even if they haven't got their first check, they can log into the back office and see the volumes being created, and they can see what they're going to get paid in 2 weeks or a month, whatever the case may be, and that's got to excite them, okay? The thing is, that money is going to motivate them more than anything you could ever say, more than any kind of support you could ever provide. They're making money. They see tangible results for what they're doing. Guys, that is imperative that you get them started to making money right away. It's the reason why it's so important to look at a comp plan when you're checking out a new company, to understand it the best of your ability, because as I told you guys, a comp plan has to be fair and equitable to everybody, especially new people getting started out where their confidence is thin and shallow, where their confidence is not very good and solid and high. they got to have your support, your leadership, in order for them to get over the hump in the beginning. And the biggest thing that will help them get over that hump is the money. And you say, well, Rob, how do they make the money? Well, it's not just a comp plan. It's their activity. And what? The most important thing is what? What we've been talking about just now. It is what? It is duplication. They've got to duplicate themselves. They've got to do the right things from the get-go. They cannot back up. They can't shortchange it. I've told you guys time and time again, the business model is going to do what it's going to do. You either work with it or against it. If you work against it, you're going up a mighty big hill, and the chances of you making it is going to be slim to none. Or you're going to lose a family in the process, lose your job because it's going to require more effort, more time, and you're going to be very stressed out and very aggravated. And yes, you may have some success, but you cannot maintain that level and to keep that success going. Very few people have, and if they have, they've either given up their health, given up their family, or given up their job. Folks, don't do that. There's a proper balance. I told you guys that. I'm teaching it to you right now. It's all about the duplication. Your training system has to be simple and easy, and for people to understand, comprehend, and execute. Okay? And we've talked about that. And that's exactly what we're teaching you guys here. Our business building system is exactly that. You guys have seen it. I've showed it to you. It's 5 simple steps, CCBBA, et cetera, et cetera. You know that. Okay, if this is making sense, once again, you guys, please give thumbs up. It's awesome that I'm getting the feedback. Thank you guys for the comments. I'm so flattered by that. I really appreciate it. So is this making sense so far? Do you guys get it? Do you understand the importance of of what I'm teaching you and how it goes together with everything else? And for you on the podcast, I'm interlacing my fingers together because it all seamlessly goes together. And I think you guys have been around long enough now to understand of all the episodes we've been talking about, you can see how one thing leads to another and how they all work together. That's the reason why I broke them down in the way that I did, so that you guys can understand them in small bites instead of trying to teach you the whole picture at one time. That's crazy, right? We don't want to do that. So we want to keep it understandable and teach you guys in small chunks, and that's what we're doing today. So you've done all this work and you've got a new partner. Now the most critical part for you, since you're building your business, has started, and that is keeping them around long enough for them to taste success. And the duplication, as I said, is absolutely critical. And the duplication creates what? What we're talking about in goal number 2. And your goal in number 2 is to help them make money as quick as possible. If somebody calls you that's new, a new partner, and they say, I'm not making money, you immediately know what to do. What is that? To pull out the sheet and have them pull out their sheet and go through. Are you doing step 1? I've got to have you be honest with me. I got to make sure that I can help you. And the way I can do that, you got to tell me the truth. Are you doing the following? And if at any time they say, well, no, I'm not doing that one, or I'm doing part of it, and guess what? You know where the problem is, and duplication is not taking place, and the responsibility for them not making money and tasting success is squarely on their shoulders because they're trying to cheat the system. And as I told you, the business model will either work for you or against you, period. Okay? So getting them to make money right off the bat is critical, critical, critical. And you will do that by what? Using a proven business building system that will produce results quickly, one that's not complex and hard for people to understand and execute. If you have one of those, you can come to us. I always tell you guys that we have the 5 simple steps to networking success in 90 days or less. Well, it's a mouthful. Business building system. Okay. So we're here for you guys. Okay. It's not available right now. You guys know that you can't get it. But the bottom line is we have it there. Okay. And it's going to come out soon and you guys will have access to it. If you're not experiencing this kind of training, then you guys might be at a major disadvantage, but only you know the answer to that. My goal is not to sell you. My goal is to educate you so that if you're having some success right now, you can take it to another level. If you're not having success at all, at least you can get some success. Okay, whether you use our system or you develop your own, or you use your leaders and you adjust it a little bit, is up to you. That can be very time consuming. It could be a large learning curve, and you can leave a lot of money on the table. That's once again why we're here, because we want to make sure that you guys have at your fingertips the ability to tap into this knowledge and use it immediately to make this year your best ever. All right. Okay. That being said, as you can tell, I'm rubbing because Nina's right. Every time we get on podcast, she comes up here and starts rubbing all over my legs. And of course, her hair comes up. And man, we're constantly cleaning hair every daggone day. That cat here drives me nuts. I love cats, but man, and they don't shed as bad as some of the other cats I've had, but man, still, well, thank God she's leaving. It's annoying when I'm sitting here talking to you guys and she's rubbing up against my leg. She has this beautiful, soft, gray hair. And it's just like, oh, come on. I'm trying to concentrate here. And of course, she wants my attention is the reason why she's doing that. All right. So with that being said, I could go so many ways with that. All right. So goal number 3, guys. They got the ticker for goal number 3 going here. Once again, if it's making sense, please give me some thumbs up. I've already gotten some. That is awesome. I thank you guys so much for that. I never want to overlook the importance of that to me personally. It just makes me smile. I got a big grin on my face for all of you on the podcast. I love that kind of interaction. And I love it when people are getting it and it means something to them. So if you guys are just like the other individuals, give me a thumbs up, comment. Thank you so much for all of that. I'm going to take a moment if you guys don't mind. I'm replying, and as you know, I'm a single man operation right now. And so it takes a little bit for me to respond, and I apologize. All right, so let's get back to what we're doing here. And I just wanted to take the moment to respond to him. All right, so goal number 3 for all those you on the podcast says, hey, let them know they're important to you without fawning on them. If you have a superstar that's really taken off, you do not want to kiss their butt. You do not want to put them on a pedestal. You don't care if they grow to be bigger than you. That's not the point. What you can't do is give them the sense of them being something special out of the gate. Okay, and here's why. They're going to get a big head. They're going to think, I got this thing under control, and they're going to start making mistakes, and they're going to start cutting corners, and the next thing you know, it's going to start falling apart. Okay, you just continue to be professional. You treat them like you treat everybody else. You let their results speak for themselves. They'll develop their own reputation. They'll develop their own legacy. They'll develop their own legendary status if that's what they end up being, on their own accord, on their own efforts, not because you're promoting them. There's nothing wrong with shaking their hand and saying, you did a great job, I'm proud of you. There's nothing wrong with that, or sending them emails or text messages saying the same thing. You should do those things. You should offer encouragement, but don't kiss their butts, okay? That's bad, bad, bad. They'll end up coming back and biting you in the butt. Look, smile, be nice, be cordial, take them to lunch, take them to dinner, tell them how proud you are of them. And hey, is there anything else I can do for you? And leave it at that, okay? And if you can, talk about other things other than business, develop a friendship with them. But the bottom line is you don't want to fawn on them. You do want them to know that they're important, and you can do that with common courtesies without being overbearing, okay? You have to maintain your posture, maintain your status, maintain your own legacy in your group as the head of that organization. Because if you compromise that, I'm telling you, it will come back and bite you in the butt. Just like if you show favoritism in a classroom, if you, as a teacher, if you show favoritism at work for some workers over others, there's going to be a lot of resentment. There's going to be a lot of problems. And then all of a sudden the rumors are going to start, even if the rumors aren't true. And I'm telling you, in the networking business, like there is anything else in society, once those rumors start, whether they're true or not, it could get ugly, okay? How do you avoid that? By doing what? Being professional, maintaining a professional relationship, but you want to make sure that when you're logging in back office, like I said, back offices have contact information where you can send them a text message, send them an email, send them a direct message through the back office, whatever the case may be, and say, hey, I see that you got some new pen rank advancement taking place in your business. I see that your volume has skyrocketed. Hey, that's absolutely awesome. I'm very proud of you. Do you need anything from me? You seem like you have everything under control, but I'm here for you. All you got to do is let me know. You're communicating to them. You're endorsing their activity. You're building them up. You're recognizing them, and you're telling them how proud you are of what they're doing, and that's all that's necessary in this situation. So goal number 3 is to let them know that they're important to you. And if you do the things I just talked about, you're doing exactly that. But you do not want to fawn on them. You want to maintain your distance, and you want to maintain your professionalism as a leader and as a business builder. Do not fawn over your people. That could end up being catastrophic to your business and cause huge problems. Don't do it. You'll regret it if you do. Just continue to do what you're doing from day one when you brought them in the business. And that is, I'm here for you. Whenever you need me, I'm going to check in every once in a while. And if you need help, you just tell me what it is, okay? Folks, that's all you do. Just do what you say you're going to do, okay? That's goal number 3, guys, on the podcast. And if this is helping you guys out, if this makes sense, once again, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. That's awesome. All right, for you guys on the podcast, we have number 4 here. Support them, guide them, and help them without being up their butt. Okay, well, let me make that last part clear. Without being up their butt. Now, you just said, Rob, don't do it with fawning on them. Isn't it the same thing as being up their butt? No. Fawning on them is giving unrelenting praise, okay, compliments. You know, that, as I said, is going to come back and bite you in the butt. Being up their butt is like, dude, I told you we needed to talk this week. Or, hey, how come you're not answering my emails? Or, hey, you know what? We're supposed to have a weekly meeting to review everything. No, that's being up their butt. Leave them alone. Okay, once again, just be there like you said you were going to from day one. We just covered that a few seconds ago, and I'm not going to go over it again. Just do what you say you're going to do. And then once again, just be the leader that you're supposed to be. Remain distant and be professional. That's all you got to do. It's that simple, that easy. Don't make it complicated. Okay? You want to support them. We talked about how you support them. You want to guide them. We've talked about how to guide them. Okay? And you want to help them when they have challenges. But you don't want to be up their butt. Another thing that will drive a proven leader from another industry when they come into your business is if you're up their butt all the time. Because they'll say, hey, I had this crap in the corporate world. I don't need it here. One of the reasons I came to this business model is so I didn't have to put up with bull crap like I do at work. You know what? If I'm going to have to put up with the same crap here, I haven't accomplished anything. There's nothing good about what's going on here. I'm heading out of here. You know, I got enough of this at work. I don't need it here too. You see what I'm saying? It can come back and bite you in the butt. Don't be up their butt. You know what? Give them room to breathe. If you're logging in and you see that they're making progress and you like the progress they're making, they're not contacting you because they feel they have a handle on things. Leave them alone. For God's sake, leave them alone. Let them grow. You know, but if you made a predetermination when they got started on day one that, hey, if you don't mind, Rob, get in touch with me every Friday, you know, at noontime. Okay, I'll do that. But that's them requesting it, not you. And then you just say, okay, not a problem. You just let me know when we don't need to talk every Friday. Okay, I'll do that. All right. And as I told you before, you'll have some people that will have 1 foot in, 1 foot out because they're a little unsure. They may say, Rob, I want you to get a hold of me every Wednesday and Friday, or maybe every Wednesday and Sunday. Okay, I'll do that. And then we'll stop doing that when you feel that you have a handle on things. Okay, that's good. They're the ones that are setting the boundaries. Okay. And I'm not being up their butt by meeting what their requests were from day one. That's important. That's imperative. You got to understand that. You cannot be up their butt. You're going to push them away. You're going to make them want to quit, and you're going to stress them out, okay? And they're going to say, my gosh, Rob is constantly on my butt about this and that. He's constantly calling me. He's driving me nuts. I wish he'd leave me alone. And they're going to end up either not taking your calls, answering emails, or they're going to end up going away altogether. I've seen it happen time and time again, driving away a good person because you feel like you have to have total control, and you're a control nut. And you feel like if you don't know everything about them, if you don't stay in constant contact with them, then you're not doing your job. And that's not the case. As a leader, sometimes your job is to sit back and shut up and get out of the way. And when you've sponsored high quality people, you're going to end up doing that a lot. Okay, that's the whole reason why you use the music to the ears message. So you're going to attract high quality people who are responsible, who take responsibility, who set goals and go after them. They're self-motivated, they're self-focused, they're determined. They're motivated. They want success, and they're used to having success. So daggone it, get the crap out of the way and let them do it. All right? Don't be up their butt. Does this make sense? All right, give me thumbs up if it does, guys. Hope this is helping. It's important information. Okay, goal number 5 here for those of you on the podcast is coming up on the ticker. Goal number 5 is nothing more than be a leader. Set the example. Do what you say and say what you do. Okay, it's that simple. You know, with this last point, this last goal is bringing it all together. And we're going to have another short one here today, which is awesome. You're getting better at getting shorter. All right, so the thing is that we just talked about it, and really being a leader, we just talked about it, and I really don't want to rehash it, but it's nothing more than meeting and being a great listener. Remember I told you guys we had this the other day, part of the communication process, the biggest part of it is being a listener, a great listener. So when you're signing up your new partner, you've got to listen. When you ask questions and when they're laying out, Rob, will you get with me every Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Yes, I will do that. I'll make sure I pencil it in so I don't miss it. And I'll put it on my calendar so I don't miss it, okay? And I put down their contact information so I make sure I have the right information so I can do what they requested, which is what? Get with them every Friday at 1 o'clock to review what they've done for the whole week, okay? What am I doing? I'm being professional, being a leader. I'm accepting what their request is. I'm meeting them at their request, and I'm setting that example by scheduling it and following up with that schedule and actually doing what I said I was going to do, right? If you do that, it will make a huge difference in keeping your people around. Because what's going to happen on the opposite end of the spectrum that we just talked about on the positive side, because we've addressed some of the negative, on the positive side, they're going to say, you know what, Rob's been there. Every Friday, 1 o'clock, he calls me. We go through my business. We address any concerns I may have, and we keep the conversation short to the point. We may have a little social discussion here and there, but for the most part, we're spot on. We're professional. We get on the phone and we get off, and I know exactly what I need to do. I know where I am, and I know that he's proud of me. He tells me that. He sends me emails or texts saying, hey, congratulations on the new pin rank advancement on so-and-so and your downline. Whatever the case may be, he's letting me know that he appreciates what I'm doing and that he appreciates me as a person and the effort that I'm putting in. I'm totally comfortable here. I have no desire to go anyplace else. I'm making the money that I wanted to make. I'm making progress. I'm going up in pin rank. My volume is going up. You know, I got leaders busting left and right in my business. I've got this thing on a roll. I have no desire to go anywhere. You know what? It's kind of stress-free for the most part. And you know what? I really feel like things are happening here. Guys, they're not going to leave because you're being a leader. And part of being a leader is to meet them at their request and then leaving them alone. Okay? You got to set the example. Because what you're doing as a leader, they're learning. As they go up in pin rank and they become a big leader themselves, what are they going to do? The exact same thing that Rob did. They're going to maintain their distance. They're going to be professional. They're going to be there for their people. They're going to ensure that duplication's taking place. They're going to help those who need help and identify themselves as needing help, okay? They're going to do the exact same thing you've done, okay? And you'll always be their leader because no matter how big they get, they'll come to you and say, Rob, what do I do here? What did you do when you encountered this? Because they trust you. Because you've shown them and you've earned their trust. You've shown them that you know what you're doing. You've earned that trust. And so they're going to come to you. That's what you want. And you'll have a long-term relationship that can be profitable for both people. And always know that you want your downline to be bigger than you because you're going to make a ton of money. As long as you meet the comp plan's requirements, you're going to make a ton of money. And it's nothing more than doing the simple things we're talking about right here. Do what you say and say what you do. Okay, set the example. We've been talking about that. If this makes sense, if this is hitting the nail on the head, let me know. Guys, this is one of the most important things that I have taught you. And look, keeping your new people long-term is critical. Here's why. It's going to, as I told you, it's going to offer you stability, which is huge. Okay, it's going to, you want to keep your people around at least 3 months if you can. And you know that 97, 98% of them may not stick around or may not do anything. They may stick around but do very little. Guys, the more people that stick around, the longer they stick around, the bigger wave of the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 is going to be. In other words, your first third is going to be bigger than it would normally be because more people are sticking around. The numbers are working what? In your favor. I always tell you guys the business model and the numbers are either working for you or against you. Because you're keeping more people longer, the numbers are going to work in your favor even more. Okay? And the second third, what does that mean? It means that you have a larger group of secondary third people, which, as we know, the first third does it now, the second third will do it later. You have a bigger number of people that are in the second third part, meaning that those people will do it later, and you'll have a massive, a lot of times, not all the time, I shouldn't say it in that manner, a lot of times you're going to have a massive rebirth in growth as you continue to build your own business. Why? Because people stuck around longer. A larger number of people, a larger number of high quality people stuck around longer. All because you did these simple things. And because you did these simple things, and because you understood what I'm teaching you today, and the most important thing is get them to make money ASAP. And how do you do that? Through duplication. How does duplication take place? 5 simple steps, CCBBA, music to their ears message, and the threshold of profitability. Now, the music to the ears and threshold of profitability are part of the CCBBA, but I say those separately because I want you to understand the importance they carry. Okay? I don't want it to be glossed over because of the fact or lost in the translation of CCBBA, because they're a critical part of the consistent, correct business building activity. It's imperative that you understand that. So if you're doing the CCBBA, you're in fact including the threshold of profitability and the music to their ears. So don't get that confused. I just want to clarify that as we're bringing this broadcast to a close. Just understand that those things ensure duplication. It ensures that you have a number of people that continue to do the same thing over and over. Whether it's someone doing it on a really strictly part-time business or where somebody's really giving it a major effort, everybody's doing the same thing. When that happens, duplication takes place. When duplication takes place, your volume starts to explode and the number of pin rank advancement starts to grow with it. Guys, it's an exciting thing to go through. It's phenomenal. And I will hope that a large portion of you, each and every one of you, will experience that you guys will say, oh my gosh, he's right. He hit the nail on the head. This is actually happening. And when it does, it's exhilarating. It just makes you tingle all over. And you have a big smile on your face because you're doing it. You're doing it. You're achieving. This is what you wanted. Now, for the first time, you have the right information. You now know what to do. You know why you're doing it. That's the biggest part. Remember why you're doing something. And when your downline understands why they have to do something, guys, they will go through brick walls. And you're learning the things to relate to your downline as to why. When they say, well, why do I need to know this? Why are you teaching me this? You can say, because. If you want the duplication, if you want the money, if you want the lifestyle, it has to start here. This is how you do it. Guys, it's exciting. I'm telling you, the things I'm teaching you gives me goosebumps. Thanks for the thumbs ups. I appreciate it, guys. It's awesome. I really appreciate it. As you can see, I got a big smile on my face. Of course, you on the podcast can see that, but it's awesome. But the thing is, I hope that each and every one of you can feel that exhilaration. I hope you can feel that satisfaction. It's deeply satisfying. Especially, you know what was icing on the cake for me? The money was awesome. I'm not going to lie. I love making money. Whether it's real estate, investing, whatever, I love making money. Now, I don't love money, but I love the options it gives me and the little toys it gives me. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. You know, I like clothes. I like nice things. I like cars. I like audio equipment. I love to travel. The wife and I, we're truly blessed. But the point is, one of the greatest satisfactions for me was knowing that I was helping other people because I love people most of all, and I love seeing the smile on their face and the satisfaction that just glows. Their skin glows and their smile just brings joy to my heart. To see you guys succeed is absolutely, how would I say, it drives me. It's probably the best way. That's why I do what I'm doing here. It's because I know that I'm going to reach a number of people who get this and understand that this is the basics of the business, and they'll take it and run with it, and they'll change their life with it. And when they change their life, what do you think they're doing? In order for them to be successful, they're changing the lives of other people. Remember, money gives you options. Money doesn't make me happy. I don't like cliches. To me, that's a life truism. I don't say that because I'm trying to be on the other side of the fence. Guys, I just told you I love money. I love making money. But here's why, because it gives me options. It gives me security. It lets me know that my family's going to be taken care of if anything happens to me. Okay? Money gives me comfort. It gives me peace of mind. Okay? I hope that makes sense to you guys. Hopefully you have the same desire. I'm telling you, once you have the money, you know, they say rich people never talk about money. My dad never did, and he was a multimillionaire. We knew he had money. We had no idea. My dad lived like a pauper. My dad drove beat up old trucks. He was a country guy, but he knew how to invest money, and he made millions. And the thing is that, now I didn't get my money from my dad. I inherited a little tiny bit, okay, and I'm very grateful for that. But the thing is, my dad, we never talked about money, okay? And I know that my brother, well, let's see, I got two brothers. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Thanks again. I always have to sit and think, because I didn't know my family. You guys have to realize I was gone at 17 and until I was 40. I really didn't know my family. But anyway, that's not either here nor there. But I know that one of my younger brothers has quite a bit of money. Okay, that's not important. And you know what? He lives like my dad. I live more extravagantly than most of my family members. Okay, and my other parts of my family have money. Now that's not, all of them live below their means. All of them have a very comfortable life. That's what I want for you guys. This is not about them. I'm just using examples to let you know. My dad always thought I spent too much money. Why do you want all those cars? Why do you want those expensive cars? I said, Dad, have you ever driven one? Once you drive one, they're awesome. You can't drive anything else. You know, I just love powerful, well-built cars that are beautiful. And he just used to shake his head. He couldn't understand it. And because he would drive a beat-up old truck, you know. But the good thing is that you guys can use this to do the same thing. So with that being said, I'm going to hop off here. You guys have been absolutely awesome today. I'm so grateful. You guys have just been, you make me smile. You know, I'm so thankful for the inner reaction that you guys provided today. As always, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have another great episode. As always, I tell you guys, I'm working my tail end off, which I am. The wife keeps telling me, you got to go to bed. You got to go to bed. You got to get sleep. She's right. She's right. At my age, I can't afford. But every other day, I'll stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning working to get things done and to improve things. And a lot of it's very technical. And it's not the surface stuff that you guys see with your eyes. And it really is kind of aggravating at times, to be honest with you. And it's just like, you know, especially when it doesn't go good. You know, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. But as I told you, I do hire people on Fiverr and a couple other sites. I'm not opposed to having help. But sometimes even after I hire help, I have to go in and change the coding and do this and that. And not a lot sometimes. But that being said, there's a lot going on. That's the reason why it takes some time, because I have so much going on and you guys see so little of it. But there's a lot going on, a lot of good things coming down the road. So thank you guys. Remember tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notifications. I'm really trying hard to get the YouTube channel up to par, and the Twitter account as well. Please follow us on Twitter. And to be honest with you, I haven't given both of them as much time as they deserve. So if you don't mind going there and just following us and giving me a little help there and share, that would be awesome. All the videos are there as well. Podcasts are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google, Podbean, and Blueberry, and all the others. So we're out there. And if you guys don't mind following us, if you guys don't mind sharing, I sure would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. Take care of yourself and your family. Be aware of this virus. Protect yourself. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for everything. Have a great day. God bless, and we love you. And once again, as always, go out and have a positive impact on the world. It's a better place when you do.